There we go. Admit. Hey, what's going on, everyone? We are getting started now.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon. Let me see. How y'all feeling this afternoon, this Sunday?
All is well. All is well. What about you?
And I'm good. I can't complain. Can't complain. I had a great weekend and looking for a better, even better week. We had a great week last week, so hopefully we have an even better week this week. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. Just another great week and get started. Great, cool. So we are live. Let me just check one other thing really quickly, and then we're gonna go ahead and start. Yeah, we got a lot to cover. We're just gonna get through it, try to get through it quickly and you know, make it count, make the time count. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started for everyone that is here. All right. So by watching or reading this, you're saying you understand the following. I am not a financial advisor, and this is not trading advice. This is solely for educational purposes. There are significant financial risks associated with options trading, and I'm not liable for your wins or losses in the market if you decide to act on this information. Now, let's go ahead and hop in and get started. Man, so we have the final FOMC, final CPI, PPI, and retail sales data of 2023 all happening this week. So it's going to be a pretty intense week in terms of volatility, right? But the thing is, when you get this type of hype in the market, it's time we just gotta prep for it and make sure that we're ready for whatever happens. Sometimes ahead of, because now we got to look at this a few ways. Tomorrow isn't just Monday. Tomorrow isn't just indecision Monday. It is the day before CPI and the first day of FOMC because the first day of FOMC is Tuesday. But I'm saying the FOMC is a 2-day meeting. They deliberate for 2 days, and all of the Fed presidents from each state, they come together and they decide on whether we're gonna continue, we're gonna have another pause, whether it's gonna be a dovish pause, a hawkish pause, or we get a rate hike. The market is pricing in a rate cut next year. So and it's crazy because it's like based off the way the bond market is looking and everything, it seems like they're pricing in a rate cut in the first quarter, which is crazy to me. But Powell is going to give us the final word. Now, a few things happened last week that were noteworthy, like the fact that U.S. jobs did increase, so we added the forecast was for 180K new jobs. We had 199K new jobs, so it wasn't too much more than what the expectation was, the forecast. But it's crazy. But what's notable is what the banks were forecasting. A lot of the big banks were forecasting over 200K new jobs to be added. So we came in lighter than that, and but it still was hotter. Now unemployment came in a little lighter than a little bit, yeah, than they expected that to be. I think it was like a 0.3% lighter than they expected that to be I'm talking about the non-farm payroll data that came out, the last final jobs report of 2023. Now, again, we got CPI. Now, as long as inflation's on pace as it's been, we should be fine. Therefore, CPI, they're forecasting 3.1% increase. This is the the index, right? The price and index, and the last one was 3.2% year over year. And for core, they're forecasting 4%. That's what it was last quarter. I mean, last month. So same thing. Now, retail sales data coming out on Thursday morning. So this is all after FOMC. We got FOMC, the Fed decision on Wednesday at 2 p.m. But we got PPI pre-market. So again, we should be fine. PPI should kind of go in line with CPI. We'll see how that works. But if CPI shows that inflation is going down, continuing to get lower, then that means good news can continue to be good news and bad news can continue to be bad news, because while inflation was still increasing and we were anticipating these additional rate hikes, we had to worry about the fact that Powell would or we have to worry that Powell would continue to raise rates. And so that means good news came in. We were hoping that the good news was bad news because of the Fed, but since inflation has been going down, good news can now become can be good news again. So that's why the market kind of rallied off the jobs stuff that came out last week. That's what I feel. But yeah, anyway, let's move on from this. All right, so this is how we finished on Friday, the Friday before, and then last Friday. So the Friday before, all sectors finished green, with tech, communication services, and healthcare kind of, the laggers, and consumer staples. And we had energy down there as well, with real estate leading and industrials, right? Now on the flip, you see we had consumer staples was still down there, but we had tech, real estate at the bottom. We had utilities at the bottom. We got energy at the top. We got technology, financials, and communication services at the top, right? So it's we getting a little of a flip from what we had before. So that's a good thing. I mean, I'm looking for, let me see something real quick. So let's see how this week goes, man. Again, but like I was saying before, the market can be kind of choppy ahead of a CPI print. So, and again, CPI is Tuesday morning, so Monday can be kind of interesting when we got CPI on Tuesday morning. So this was the top options order flow on Friday. Here we had a lot of flow going into NVIDIA, Apple, FSLR, Boeing Airline, and PDD, with Meta also up there, and Microsoft. We had a lot of the big ones up there. And for top put options flow was going in the Lulu, Amazon, XOP, CVX, Johnson & Johnson, right? So we had a lot of bear flow, just options, put options flow going in there. For the week, the top call options flow was NVIDIA, FSLR, BABA, Google, and CVNA. On the put side, we had Tesla, Zoom, Morgan Stanley. That's interesting. Microsoft and ExxonMobil, followed by XLE. I just have to mention XLE because they had ExxonMobil on there. I think that's the top stock that's in XLE, I believe, the highest XLE, as far as the top holdings in that ETF, the energy ETF, followed by a CVX, I believe. That it changes, that's why. But so it's a pretty interesting stuff that happened on the week last week. Now let me see, move on. All right, so this was profits we had. I didn't get a chance to update this table with the final profits that we had in there, but this is what we had so far. Pretty much, this was for the first week of December. We had a great first week. So this is on a per options basis. So if you grab one option, so if you grab one particular contract for each of the trades that I alerted on last week, you would have generated at least $945 per option. Again, so we actually made more money than that. We traded Friday on Zoom, and we made some more money. But anyway, this is just what we have here, and yeah, so we had a pretty good first week, for a solid first week, and not too much action. And so, looking to close the year out strong now. I always look at November and December as 3 week trading months, because the week of Christmas and Thanksgiving, the market is slow. It's pretty much slow because most of the market makers and people who really move the market, they're not really trading that week because they're out with their families and stuff like that. Now this could be, and then you got New Year's Eve and all of that. It all kind of runs together. And this year, Christmas is on a Monday. So, so it's interesting. We're going to see how that plays out. If Christmas is on a Monday, how is the rest of the trading week going to be? Now, most people, they'll be off. A lot of times that week is a slow week still, because then you got New Year's Eve on Sunday, that following Sunday. So it's I hate that last week of the year, man. So I look at this as a 3 week trading month. And so just keep that in mind. Remember, if you were trading last month with us, then you know how slow it was for the week of Thanksgiving. It's just like you got to think if you have to choose certain days or weeks or times not to trade, that'll be one of the ones that it'll be less likely to go in your favor. Now, you see one of your favorite stocks and you got set up, and that's something totally different. But if I had to choose, I wouldn't trade that last week. I mean that for around that holiday time. But yeah, we had a great week. So everybody can give themselves a round of applause for their performance last week. We had a great one. So again, thanks for your dedication. And again, I said we're going to finish this year out strong, so let's continue to do so. Again, another round of applause, team. So yeah, but I'm going to move on now to our lessons learned. So so I think we had a great week last week. A lot of good questions came out of some of our live Zoom trading sessions, and yeah, pretty good week, pretty solid week for me. And yeah, I mean, I'm open to hear with some of the team, with some of the thoughts, and again, lessons learned, recap. It can be anything that you would like to bring or mention right now.
Hey Antoine, hey everybody. Good afternoon.
Hey, what's going on, Brandon?
Not much. I got into the Airbnb trade and the Uber trade last week. Made some pretty good money. I've been really quiet on the Discord this week because, as you all know, I've been talking about Walmart for the past 2 weeks. Um, I'm not in the best position, but I'm not in a bad position. I've had to roll my Walmart play over to about the beginning of the year. For some reason, everything was just going up, but not Walmart. And I was just, I don't know, I was real confused about my charts, and the things that I was saying. But that's just what's been going on with me for the week. Still in profit, and just been holding on for Walmart to turn around.
Okay, that's cool. Now, so typically how this works, when so it's all about sector rotation. Walmart is in the XLP sector. That's the consumer staples, and that's a defensive sector. So when there's turmoil in the market, or when when they start, it's different things that kind of cause people to run in and hide and the secular stocks, so the non-cyclical, the secular stocks, right? And Walmart is one of those stocks that they do that typically around that time. So when big tech is running a lot of times, and now you see small cap stocks, so that's why I'm kind of focused on IWM. Those particular things typically run, and then the consumer staples, they lag a little bit, because now they take their money and they flow it out of there. So that's why I didn't alert any Walmart trades, So, you know, because of that. But yeah, so as long as you got time on your trade and you feel like, I mean, I can look at the chart for you when we get to the chart setup, so I can give you my thoughts on the chart and you tell me how much time you got on the trade. Because look, there's nothing wrong with rolling the trade, because what happens is a lot of times the trade could be right, and but you just could run out of time, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, so if you or it's okay to also say, you know what, this was bad timing. It's probably not a good idea. Let me go ahead and just like and get out and cut this trade and live the trade another day. So it all depends on what, you know, what the outcome is and stuff like that and how much time. So we can check that out. But yeah, no, thank you for sharing that, and congrats on the Uber and Airbnb trades.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
No problem. Let me see. Anybody else?
Yeah, I had a good week. I really didn't trade off, and I did get into the QQQ strangle, which I actually made money on both sides, and that was something that um was good for me to take a percentage that I may or may not have normally taken, because we gotta just
Keep
take
going in.
profit. Like, instead of, am I going in and out?
No, I said speak on it. I was just like saying,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
it's not always gonna be the 100%. It's not always gonna be what I would like, the 60%. It's sometimes it might be 15%, but sometimes it might be 20%. But I gotta take the profit while the profit's there, instead of sitting and worrying about, oh, it could be bigger, or oh, I'm trying to make things happen, because the charts tell you exactly what's gonna happen most times. Like, when you start seeing the breakdown, you see that close under that 9 EMA on a 5 minute. Now you see the hour starting to go down out of into red. Like, you can't keep sitting there and hoping on a hope. Like, the money's there, take it. And if it's possible to get a higher strike and do something different, then do that. But take the profit while it's there. And I think it comes back to us being taught, these rules. All of this stuff is in the trading Bible. It's all about us making those moves to make money. And I think sometimes people come into class, and we hear in class, and it's like, I wanna talk about what I know, but you in class. It's time for the teacher to teach. Get that message, get that knowledge, and be able to make those power moves when it's time to make those power moves.
Yeah, no, yeah. Thank you for sharing that. No, that's so true. And I'm so glad she said that, because look, one of the beauties of being on Zoom during live trading hours is being able to improvise and to hear, our thoughts in real time, what's going on. So look, so yeah, of course, me, I got it. My philosophy is, if I get in a new trade that I'm planning to swing, or of course, if we trade a strangle, we're trading that because we're expecting a vertical move, and a vertical move. We don't know which direction the volatility is going to go, but we're expecting a big move in one direction. So that's the only reason we do that. And we had a really big jobs report that came out on Friday, so that's why we swung the strangle. But we didn't trade 0 days to expiry or anything. We didn't want to get theta clapped or anything. So, and then also one of the before I alerted the trade on Thursday, heading into the close, we were on Zoom having a discussion about it. And one of the things that I brought up was, I said, and one of the reasons we didn't get Friday's expiry is because I'm like, sometimes, you get one of these types of trades and it does end up playing out, but you may need some extra time, because what happens a lot in this market is at 3:30, they wait until after 3:30, when those 0 days to expiry contracts, they clap those trades first, and then the market runs. So the market makers make their money off the people trading 0 days to expiry, then they run. But anyway, so it's different ways to kind of look at that, depending on what people wanted to do. But in terms of just the strangle, me personally, we got on Zoom Friday morning. Initially the move, when, the data came in a little hotter than expected, but it still was under 200K. QQQ dropped, came down to 387, right? and then bounce from there. And then you can see how it was holding. It opened at 388, but a few dollars down from where it closed, but you can see that they were absorbing it. It was just like the market wasn't ready for that. So we got on Zoom with the team. First thing I did was the puts were up 20%. So I got out of my QQQ puts immediately when I saw the 20%, and I jumped in meta calls. So I alerted the team. I told the team on Zoom, I said, look, I'm in meta calls. I'm buying meta here. So that was my signal to my team. Like, look, I'm out of QQQ puts. I'm in meta calls. I didn't sell my QQQ call yet because, the puts were up. Now, keep in mind, when you do a strangle, we always say the one side is sacrificial, but sometimes it don't have to be that way. It depends on how you play it out and what actually happens. It depends on how the volatility is. Because I like to just take my money, and I'm not advocating that people don't do that. But in this situation, we didn't have Friday's expiry. The way I did the strangle, I do so. Sometimes we play a little closer. Sometimes I move a little bit, but I do that for several different reasons. Like, it's not just the theta. Sometimes it's about the delta on the contract. I'm like, okay, well, if this does come down, it's not going to kill this too much unless this one goes in the money. And then, you know what I mean? I'll be thinking of different things, So, but the whole point was, so on Zoom Friday morning, I said to my team, I'm like, look, I'm in meta calls right here. I'm expecting it to bounce here. And then, Ty and I, we were talking because we were watching NVIDIA also. And she grabbed NVIDIA calls. I'm in meta calls. We already in QQQ calls. I'm like, look, the QQQ call, that's down to 40. That was down to like $40, I believe. That was a good opportunity to average down on that play for the team to take that good profit on the calls, on the put side. And then so those meta calls, they went from $35 all the way up to like $275. You know what I mean? Like all before 10:30 a.m. or by 10:30 a.m. So like over 600 and something percent profit on that particular trade. Now, but like KK said, but then if you not cut because you took profit, if you took profit on the put side, because again, you got to take what you take. That was the mission. The mission was that strangle. It did not, it didn't do what we expected it to do, a lot more, but the market was bullish, but it gave an opportunity to puts printed first, got out of them, and then jumped on the other side. And then we were anticipating, well, I was betting on a move. I'm like, we got consumer confidence coming out at 10 a.m. So, I feel like that's what's going to push meta through this resistance right here. And QQQ consumer confidence came in. It was it was better than expected. The market started to, it broke out, and the rest is history. But that's one of the things. If you're just in the chat sometimes and you have access to Zoom and you don't get on, because a strangle ain't for everybody. Number one, like I talk to people about strangles every week, and I'm like, look. So that was the first thing I said on Zoom Friday. I said, I know I'm not going to have to explain how to play a strangle again, right? Or what the strategy is for the strangle, right? So. And nobody said anything. So we proceeded, and I see if there were a few traders who actually took action and made sniper moves on Friday. But I'm saying like having those opportunities to know what's new, what news to react to, and how to strategize in real time is priceless. And again, Ty and I, we kind of worked hand in hand on Friday, and we kind of we had a pretty good Friday. And but I just want to tell everybody, if you didn't get on Zoom on Friday and didn't participate in that, you got to sometimes think like I don't need to be in every single trade, especially if it's something that I don't understand. Like I want to stick to the things that I understand and what I want. I mean, what I'm used to. I don't have to trade every single day. And you wait for the perfect setups for you. Because again, we got different levels of traders in this group. So I'm not going to alienate the traders who like a strangle. I'm not going to alienate or the time there are times when a strangle is appropriate. Just simple as that, not often, but for big economic events like that. And but that's not for everybody, especially not the new trader because we look, when we're in, like right, today is practice. We in practice right now. So during lessons learned recap, or while I'm doing my going through my charts, you can ask any question you want. When we're trading live and on the battlefield, we looking to shoot the general, and it's not time to teach you how to load the magazine. Then this is the time where I can teach you how to load the magazine. You know what I mean? The Ravens game will be there. You know what I'm saying? If my team got questions, I'm gonna teach you how to load that magazine and how to use them iron sights. You know what I'm saying? So but that's what I'm saying. But in real time, we need to be working on executing and all of those. Every second counts during those real times. So just think about that. You got to think about where you really want to be in this journey, and what steps are you willing to take to get there. Because again, I want everybody to be successful, and I know that we will be successful, but we are successful. But everybody has an individual journey, and you know, and you you won't get as far as you believe you can go. So if you don't believe that you can go far, then you won't study, you won't respect those levels and just get past them. Because think about it like this: if somebody put a barrier in your way and say, you know what, you can't come to this class yet until after you take this prerequisite, and I know that prerequisite is going to be too hard for you. So or they don't, let's say they don't say that last part, and you just say, well, you know what, they in that class, so why do I need to take this prerequisite? I'm gonna get in that class anyway, and I'm just going to do this anyway. And then you get in the class, and it's extra harder for you. You asking questions that if you just took the little prerequisite really quickly and got through that, it would be you would already be set up for this class. So then that causes tension, and then it affects your confidence, and then it affects your mood, and then it affects the entire team. So if you got to start to really, I'm just saying this just because, again, this is we started out December, like we said, we're going to start it out, and we're going to end this year the way we said we're going to end it, right? So, but I want everybody on board, right? I want everybody to end this year strong, and we're going to do it together. So just keep that in mind, that when just kind of be careful with the trades that you're jumping into, and just how long you're holding the trades. If you got questions about a trade and we're on Zoom or something, ask questions, so we could really, really get through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about, proving anything other than that you can believe, that you can act, that you have. Because think about it. In order to do this successfully, there are a few things you have to have. And one of them is discipline. So, just dropping out of your deviating from your plan because you had to get into a trade or something, that's something totally different. That's that you had this urge or something, that's something different. But and sometimes they're successful, sometimes they aren't. But think about it, on the times that when you deviate from the plan, the times when it's not successful, they hurt, because especially when you're over leveraging on them. So, but I don't want to go too deep into this. I just want to say that, I got a plan for the rest of the year for the team, and it's a plan of success. It's the same plan that we had for the entire year. But I feel like the plan intensifies every month, or anytime there's a mistake made, we just tighten up even harder, because I agonize over the mistakes. I don't pretend that they didn't happen. I'm gonna, get better and better and better, because I'm always going to be a student to the game. We are students to the game. So, like KK said, she made a comment. It was just, it's funny. She said, you can't have a problem with being taught when you're in class. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about, when you're in class, it's not about ego. You're really learning. So, it's good to learn. So yeah, we just gonna do what we do. But I just want everybody to be careful just with the trades that you're taking, because it's your account at the end of the day. It's your account. It's not anyone else's account. It's yours. So you don't, so, but just think about it, so the times where you missed the meetings, and I'm always looking for an opportunity to get the team more money. That's what I love to do. So like on Friday, I feel like we had a great meeting. We had a great time. These meetings are important. Again, they for y'all. So again, take these opportunities to ask your questions and to continue the path. But look, I recorded a video, and I put it in the how-to channel, and it also pops up in the lobby each time a new member joins the community, and we get new members joining like all throughout the week. So that video pops up like multiple times a day. Just click it and watch it. It's actually it's like 20 minutes long. It was supposed to be 5 minutes, but it's 20 minutes because I wanted to cover everything that a person would need when they come in this group. So to know like everything that's important. It's not me rambling about anything. It's me showing you where everything is, where you should start, the key things. It's very important. And I don't care how long you've been here. We made a lot of changes and we're constantly revamping things. So everyone should watch it, especially if you aren't where you want to be trading wise, you know. So you may not know where something is. Something may, you know, just be a little off. So just take the time to go ahead and watch that video when you get a chance. I recorded it in my free time just for y'all. But yeah, so just for everyone to be successful. So watch that. And then another thing, just about the chart alerts for a second, right? So the chart alerts, man, I always say that just my philosophy. I'm like, I say after you've successfully taken 10 of my trades that I've alerted, you've successfully taken 10 of those trades and can honestly in your mind say that you consistently taken 10 of those trades and you can post your wins about it, you know, and options wins. Then you move on to those chart alerts. The reason I say that is because I'll see, you know, a lot of you know, this stock taking out the trigger for calls. I'm like, but what does that mean? You know, it's almost like if we're in the battlefield, it's like, okay, well, we just got an alert that the general is here. You know what I mean? We came here to shoot the general, but do we got a clear shot? Is there a setup? Is there an opportunity for us to do this? Or they just the Brinks truck just loaded up the vault, you know what I mean? But is there an opportunity for us to get in there right now? You know what I'm saying? So all that is just letting you know that the trigger for calls has been hit, but it doesn't mean that there's a setup at all. So that's why I always say, you know, if you start there, you know, that's going to get you comfortable with the pressure. It's also going to get you comfortable with seeing, okay, this is where he called this trade out at, and this is why he called this trade out. Okay, cool. And most of the time, they correlate with a lot of the charts that I posted in the chart alert. So, but sometimes it's just like, okay, he's not trading today. I'm not sure if he's trading today, and I want to trade. You know, so like I said, sometimes that's going to bite you on certain days. You know, but because it's like they say when you need the money now, and that's why you want it so fast. That's why you're not getting it, because I want this now. But if I'd have just waited until this happened, then I would be up, you know, this much on the year. I'm not going to, you know, harp on that too much, but I just want to say that this is class. And KK made that comment. I can't just try to be, you know, I try to be as down to earth to everybody as I can, but I am a coach. I am the teacher. So I am trying to teach people to be successful. So I do have to speak up and say something, even if people don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? I have to say this stuff. I have to, because this is what I'm here for. This is what my passion, and the proof is in the pudding. So that it works. So, yeah. So just take heed to that stuff, man, and try to stick to it. But yeah, shout out to everybody that was on Zoom with us on Friday though, because I felt personally, I did not post anything else in the chat about those trades or anything. I'll post the updates and stuff. But we didn't. Number one, we didn't have time, and number two, everyone knows how to trade a strangle. You know, you had and so we were great on that. We were great on that tip, but if you got on Zoom on Friday, you may have made a lot of money out of a little bit of money. You know what I mean? So like I said, one $35 meta contract went to almost $300. So if you grab 4 of them, you know what I mean? It's like $1,200, and like in less than an hour, we crushed it. And then Ty, like I said, shout out to Ty. Where is she? Where is she, man? Shout out to her, man. She was dictating Nvidia's price, and we had a really good time on Zoom on Friday as a team. We did on Thursday as well. So, and just want to kind of keep those things going, like on days where, you know, where like, especially weekdays where we're on Zoom and there's an afternoon session, like it's like, that's a good time to get on, especially ahead of something. So like, for example, we got we got a lot of events, not economic events coming up this week, and we got some important earnings too. So sometimes you just want to tap in. You may have taken a loss or just say, you know what, I'm not going to tap in this time, and then those be the times where you should have tapped in. Because one thing, I always got something up my sleeve, man. So we always working on something. But yeah, shout out to that, man. We're gonna keep those things going. Try to keep it as positive as we've been doing. And yeah, again, like I said before, shout out to the entire team, man. Everybody had a good week. But does anybody else have anything else they want to share or lesson learned? I know we had to have somebody in here.
Well, I was in the Strangle on Friday, that QQQ Strangle. I ended up making about 70% on the call side. I waited a little bit too long to get out the put side, but I did average down on the call side, so I still was able to make profit. The one lesson I learned is something that you said the other day about just that, like, letting the runners run, just taking a profit. I ended up holding. I had two contracts. I sold one for 70, and I did wait a little bit, but as soon as it dropped down 20 more percent to 50%, I sold the second contract. So I still made profit, but the mistake I used to make a lot was trying to just wait it out, and maybe it'll come back. And then instead of just waiting for another position. So and you said that before the market, maybe just sell my positions and just wait, especially since I was working at that time. So
No, that was
I
good.
appreciate you and Todd for that.
No problem. That's golden. That's golden. That's a good one. That's a good one. And congrats on the win too, because you definitely. I was going to give you a shout out in the chat too. Because that was a sniper move. You already knew. You knew what the vibe was. You knew when to get in there. Like I said, you can chart as many charts as you want. It's almost like we simulating this. We're simulating this in a war room or something like that. But when it's time to really shoot the general, are you really ready? So sometimes you gotta be realistic with yourself, because it's that's just what it's about. So yeah, but no, shout out, because it's one thing to be on there and it's another thing to be executing in real time, because again, I'm talking what I'm talking. And then another thing, like so for example, on Wednesday heading into Thursday, and I was going to show this on the chart, but I'm gonna just talk about it. Now, there's some times where I won't alert a trade at all, because, well, first of all, we were in Airbnb and I told the team Airbnb was going to 140. So we were swinging Airbnb again, because I'm like, Airbnb, the calls were already up over 100%. But, I told the team that it was going to 140. So, and so I wasn't going to alert another trade necessarily, but I did post a series of messages in the chat. And one of them was letting the team know we've been trading in that range for like at least the last 5 days. And QQQ and SPY were at the bottom of their ranges. All we had coming out the next day was jobless claims. And I'm like, unless jobless claims come in and does something crazy, I don't see any reason why it doesn't bounce here again, because now we're at the bottom of the range again. I grabbed QQQ calls at that point, but I didn't alert a trade. They went up over 450%. And Meta ran too, but I didn't trade Meta. I swung QQQ calls. Meta ran like $10 that day, and I wasn't in it, but we traded it that next morning. It ran like another 10, 11, between $8 and $10, and I was in that one. So, but the point is I'm making with that is there are a lot of traders who, if you could, when I'm putting this information in the chat, man, I'm typing it in there for a reason, and I'm also trying to I'm trying to enhance the skill of some of my team members, and just also separating the team members too, because some people will say, well, why didn't you alert a trade of that? I'm like, because my snipers knew what to do already. You know what I'm saying? Like, they already knew if they see something like this, they already know what to do. Or, I'm not going to alert a trade for everything. We up over $40,000 per option on the year. I don't, and we were up almost $1,000 for the week already. So per option. So it was no reason to do so. I gotta have something for my team members who are more elevated and actually putting that work in too. So that's what that's for. But I said that to say that, because I got a few DMs about it, and my answer to that is turn your notifications on for my posts, man. And that's one of the things that I talked about in that new video that I recorded. So some things you're gonna miss out on, because I'm not gonna post a trade for everything. sometimes I'm just going to post a chart setup and I'm gonna talk in riddles because I want you to, use your brain or just, you just enhance your skills. I want everybody to grow. That's what I'm saying. So, but yeah, we had a great week. I just wanted to kind of point that out. Also, there will be more of that. And I guess one last thing about the chart alerts. I posted a lot of charts last week, and a lot of them played out. A lot of them played out. Now, I posted some charts that we don't play often, but they were the setups on them were amazing. So I had no, they were, it was, I had to. So did that. And I always say, if you got questions about a chart or something, just let me know. I type fast sometimes, so sometimes it may be I may put a 1 instead of a 2, like 100 instead of 200. Just let me know. But I'm just saying, but really just try to focus on it. And then it's one thing that got me last week. I totally forgot to post charts and the chart alerts last week, but I said we configured a new bot to post a message to remind the team members to look at it. So when I saw that, it actually inspired me to go ahead and post. So, I'm gonna keep those notifications and stuff enabled. So that's kind of, it's helping me too. But I'm just saying, like, keep doing what y'all doing, man. And again, it's a lot of new people in the group, and I see some new engagement. Like, shout out to Drew, man. You've been posting them charts. Charts look good, man. And you've been showing up to the meetings. You've been asking questions. You're enthusiastic, and it's everything is going to fall in place. This is how it is. I see it already. And you're understanding certain things already. You're understanding the time frames, and you're making it work. So it's not just about posting big contracts or whatever, because like I said, that's going to bite. That's going to come back to bite you. I'm telling you from someone who's very successful in the market. But I'm not afraid to talk about the losses that I've had along the way. I'm not going to humble you. I'm just a teacher, right? But the market will sit you down. So just calm down with that. I'm just saying, like, if and I said this last week, but it's always worth saying every week. If the loss will change your mood and make you feel some type of way or make your head hurt, then that means you over leveraged in that position. And I see, like, if I alert a swing trade or something like that, no one knows what's going to happen overnight in a market. And some swings are positions that we're building for a bigger move that's going to take some time to build up, right? And we start a position. Again, when I start a position, that means I'm never starting with full size, because that means they're going to be retests of different levels during the uptrend, and that's where I add to my position and also I play defense like that too. If you use all of your ammo in the first, in your first encounter, then what are you going to have for defense? You know what I'm saying? You got to strategize. And but for a swing trade, just a regular swing trade, and I say this all the time, but I always go light. I go really light on a swing trade because anything can happen overnight. It's a lot going on in this world right now. And so just those things, just keep those things in mind when you're in these swing trades or whatever. Just go light on the swing. So no 4 pieces in a biscuit, no 2 or 3 contracts. One is enough for just a regular swing trade. You know what I'm saying? And then you can add to that position if, because remember, if there's anything that's a lotto, we talk about, I don't like trading just lotto trades, but if there's one thing that's a lotto, that's a swing. That's when you're playing an economic event, it's a lotto, because it's 2 things. It's a few things that could happen. Either the data caused the market to run violently, or to fall, to drop violently, or it trades in the middle and you get clapped on both sides. So that's a lotto. That's something we can't, it's not some beautiful setup. Well, sometimes it is, but I'm saying that, if I lost in one of those types of trades, it's like, I can't say, well, I was following my strategy or my setup or whatever. I'm like, that was just a stupid thing, because I know it was a lotto. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can stand behind one of my setups during market hours and I can get out of that trade. I got full control. And, so you gotta build up to a certain position. If you're using like bill money to try to get rich quick, you're going to be hurt when it don't work out. So try to keep the leverage, leverage only 20% of your overall capital, the trade. So you have some lives left if you die, because we will die, but you have lives left. It shouldn't sit you down, especially like if it's one of my trades and we have a bad trade or something like that. I'm coming hard the next time. And I always say that because, like I said, if I hit a shot and it goes out, that first shot could have been, I know my talent, my skill set, but okay, cool. That, the second one, I'm gonna hit it a little softer. I'm gonna put a little bit more top spin on it. So I'm gonna make sure it land in the court. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take my time with the second one. But a lot of times you can't participate in that second one because you leverage too hard on the first one. So you could not accept when it was time to cut it because you like, oh nah, you being down 30% or 40% on a trade is astronomical because you bought too many contracts. So you can't face the fact that you got to cut this and start over. You know what I'm saying? So when it's light, like it should be, it's easy breezy. You can just cut that trade and wait for the next one. And now the next trade then ran like a bat out of hell. It ate the total loss of the last trade and made you, a whole lot more money. That's typically what happens. So just and I'm just repeating this because I just wanted to make sure that, like I got a strategy. I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm just trying to help everybody make money and be successful. So, all right, so we can move on from that. I mean, anybody got any questions or thoughts? Cool. So now we got our chart setups, man. I love a good chart setup. So let's go ahead and get into our chart setups, man. So look, real quick, we got a lot of stocks that have. Now, remember a few months ago when earnings season was just starting, I was telling y'all that all of the Magnificent Seven had cup and handle patterns on them. I think, yeah, I posted a few posts about it and on social media too. And now a lot of them have broken out and gave us candle confirmations on the monthly for these cup and handles. So if the sentiment continues to be what it is and we get that Santa rally and all, well, we've been having a rally already, but I'm saying that we got cup and handles on all of these charts. Like Apple, we already talked about 200. We've been talking about Apple in the 200 price level for several weeks. You can actually go back to like a few months where we've been talking about Apple going to 200 if it broke out. If we got that candle confirmation, it was going to 200. And now we didn't hit 198.23, right? So now we need to, we can get back to 200, right? It's easy, but we almost there pretty much. Now we got Meta. So we got there's a lot going on in this chart, man. But and again, this is a monthly chart, so a lot can happen in a month. It takes a full month for a monthly candle to solidify. We're just looking at the charts, man. It's a lot of room for Meta to make some moves too. But again, we got to see how the market plays out, what the sentiment is. Again, we got a few months now until, hold on, how many weeks we got? We got a few more weeks left in this year, but 1 second, I'm just checking this. Okay, so January 31st, interesting. Okay, all right. So as of now, Meta's earnings scheduled for January 31st. So we got a ways away from earnings. So, but yeah, man, I'm just looking at this setup. Meta can stay in this range or consolidate in this range for a while. I think that, and again, Meta's all-time high. What is it? 384.33. So we got some room, man. We got some room again. Right now, what I'm just looking for Meta. Let me go down to a weekly chart for a second, and I should have just bring up another chart for this because yeah, I'm gonna keep this one. Hold on. So here's our weekly on Meta. Let me get you out of here. Yeah, let me just get you out of here. Yeah. I like the way Meta finished on the weekly. We came back over a key level and we closed in strength. So like I was saying on Friday, I was talking to one of my friends and I was saying they asked me if I was planning to alert any swing trades going into the weekend. I was like, nah, not really, because the market ran up quite a bit and I ain't feel it in my soul to swing anything I was like, but then because they asked the question, I'm like, well, there's one contract that I could possibly swing, and that's those Meta 340s. They look good. I'm like, but I'm not going to do it. I'll wait until next week because the way this works is, so yeah, Meta had a good close, and I do think we get a continuation here, and I'm looking for a 222 reversal on the weekly that takes us over the 340 price level, right? But I'm not saying that that's going to happen tomorrow, right? And then this was the daily right here. So we did close. We got a nice strong close over our 9 EMA on the daily. So I thought that was pretty good. You know, we got a really good close, and then we got a candle confirmation, and then we got a continuation. So and we closed the gap too. So really strong finish for Meta on Friday. Yeah, so so even if Meta did gap up, I'd just be waiting for a little pullback and a continuation. I wasn't tripping about necessarily being in a trade or whatever. So but I do like Meta for next week. I think if we can get over 333.20, we should be able to make a nice move up to 340. That would be my next target. 340 would be my next target over there. So that's just what I'm looking for from Meta. If we can get a nice move up there. Now, again, we got a lot of economic data, so we got to be on point with that. That's going to kind of drive a lot of the action that we have this upcoming week. This was how we finished on the session hourly. Really, really nice, strong move for Meta. So yeah, I'm looking for a little retest and a move. So that's something I can trade live. There was no reason to swing that. So, you know, I only swing when I'm expecting a big move in one direction or the other. So or a nice a gap up, put it like that. So Meta looks good. Let me go over to Google. And let me get this off of here for a second. Make this change that back to so Apple. I said Google, man. All right. Well, that's what happened. I spelled it wrong. There we go. Come on, Google. Yeah, so here's Google, man. This is our monthly chart for Google. And and I like how it's knocking at the door. Still inside on a month though right now. And here's our daily chart for Google. So Google, this was the gap up right here off of the Gemini stuff. And, you know, then we kind of finished with an inverse hammer on the on the daily, but it still held up pretty good. Let's see how price moves here. Now, this was the weekly, though. I like the weekly. We had an outside week, you know, so this is a pretty nice thing. But I was telling y'all earlier, I think we were talking about it on Thursday. If you see here, every time Google's come up here and tested this area, it's gotten rejected here. So Google needs to break out of this resistance area here for a nice move up, you know. So I'm not really paying Google any mind until it breaks out of here. When it breaks out of this range, then we can then it'll be on my radar. You know, the Google contracts doesn't print enough. They don't print enough for me to pay attention to it until it breaks out of the range, because then I know we can get a nice move, because then we're going to get more smart money participants in the move. So yeah, Google needs to break out of this range, but I like a nice consolidation on a stock, man, because when it breaks out, it should make a nice move. But yeah, keep Google on watch. It brought the comm sector back last week. So yeah, keep Google on watch. Yeah. Let me go here. Sticking to the comm sector for now. So I don't know if anyone was watching Snap or not, man, but Snap was making some waves last week, and I did post a trade idea, you know, for Snap. Now look, Snap is kind of right now, it's still in this range, but we did get a breakout. We got a breakout. We took out the 52-week highs, and you know, it looked like I said, if we can get over 1536, we should be able to make a move to 1653. And then there's a huge gap up in here that we could possibly fill. So again, Snap has been moving along quietly, but again, this is what happens, right? When you get these stocks that have been beaten down. Now, y'all know Snap has been horrible on earnings, and they haven't even had earnings calls the last few earnings because it's been so bad. They missed so badly, right? And so again, now that the market is pricing in a rate cut next year, and unless the Fed does something different or says something that insinuates different at the press conference on Wednesday, we should be, this market should continue and upward. So yeah, so these small cap stocks, they're going to continue to move. So I'm going to chart IWM before I forget. Again, so this is one. It's been one that we've been watching for several weeks, because it's definitely in play. This is how it looks on a monthly. We got a nice 2-2 continuation on the monthly, and it looked like it's about to break out of this wedge on the monthly. Also, this nice, beautiful bull flag that it has, and so that if it breaks out, it has a lot of room. So I like that a lot. Now, we traded this one already, like when it broke out of this broadening formation here, beautiful breakout move, consolidating here. So, the next breakout. So what I'm looking for now, I need a nice move. I just need us to find a way to break out of this range. I'm just going to say if we can get over 388, so I'm sorry, over 188, we should, I'm sorry, over 188. I'm looking for a nice move up to 191.86 and possibly even higher, but that's just what I'm looking for right now. But I like IWM again. It's going to continue to move if that's the sentiment in the market. So let's keep this one on watch. Let me see how the weekly finished. Yeah, nice, beautiful weekly chart. Like it a lot. But yeah, keep this on watch again. We got a few weeks left on this month, obviously, but I'm trying to finish out the year strong, man. So I know y'all trying to do the same thing. So there's certain setups you just want to keep on watch, and certain stocks you just want to keep an eye on. That's one of them. Let me go over here to SQ, since we're talking about stocks that were beaten down. And look at this weekly chart, man. So SQ, man, this looking good, man. So after their last earnings call, Jack Dorsey and them, they were talking about all of the revenue that they were generating from Cash App, and it was just one of the revenue drivers, and the stock has just really been running. But again, small caps were beaten down. When this setup happened, I brought this to the team's attention. It ran, and it's run like a bat out of hell since then, right? This is another one of the beautiful breakouts that we had, and it's currently trying to fill this gap right here now, and that's what it looked like it's doing. It's a few of them up here, but just looking at the one that's in our near sight, we have a nice gap area here that look like it's trying to fill. So it's another stock that when it gets on the move, it can actually you can make a lot of money, a nice amount of money playing it if you got some time, some patience, and the contracts are not expensive. And again, the best way to get the contracts that aren't expensive, and again, just be careful with this, what I'm saying, because time is everything. You find a reasonable strike based off of where you think the stock can go and how much time it's going to take for it to actually get there. And then that's when you make your move. So like I always ask myself, so like, how many dollars does this stock move in a day? And once I figure out how, what the average true range is for that stock, I'm like, okay, this stock moves about $2.25 a day. Okay, so how long would it take? And, considering volatility and everything, and obviously economic events and everything, taking all of those things into account, how long will it take for it to reach the target that I choose? And then you also want to add more time for that too, because the thing is, when you selling a contract, you're selling a contract to someone else, so it has to be attractive to them. So if I know I got a car, and I said, I know I want to sell this car eventually, I'm gonna sell it before I get 100,000 miles on the car, because I know I can get a nice amount of money. It's going to be more attractive to someone, with more miles on it. So with more time on the contract, more extrinsic value, you'll be able to get more for the contract, because that's what you're selling, a contract with extrinsic and intrinsic value. Some contracts don't have intrinsic value, they only have extrinsic value. So yeah, but keep this one on watch. It's a really nice chart. I like Square. You see how bullish it's been. Over 70.70, we should be able to extend to 73.24 and so on. But that would be my target. Beautiful, beautiful setup on this. And I like the momentum that it has been. The momentum has had over the last several weeks. And you see it's been holding that 90 EMA. Look really good here. And then you see we had this big, damn, that was a big drop. That was a big drop. So, we got this little flag here, but we starting to get some life here. So again, it kind of correlates with the same target. So let's just keep that on watch. Another one. Yeah, because we always hit the Magnificent Seven, man. We hit them all the time. But the ones the last few weeks, man, and certain stocks we just playing. But now I feel like when you got to think about how much tech has run up. So a lot of them stocks pull back a lot before continuation. Stocks like this, they've been dead all year. Like you got Meta and Tesla, Apple, AMD, Nvidia. Well, I'll say Nvidia, Microsoft. All of them, they up over 100% for the year. Way up over 100%. A lot of these stocks were dead all year, and they just waking up. So they have a lot more room in them. Nice 222 reversal here on a firm. And like I told y'all last Sunday, this is a time where a lot of people are there. This is a holiday of buy now, pay later. People are like, I'm gonna buy this, but I'm gonna pay for it later on. So that's what they're doing. And so you got these stocks running, and it's a lot more, it's a lot of ground to make up. I'm not saying that the stocks are going to do that, or is that they actually going to go as far as they can go. But what I am saying is they have some great setups. We made a lot of money off of a firm since earnings. We made some money off of firm since earnings. And also, let me just 1 sec, hold on. Yeah, firm got a nice chart though. I like the way it finished on Friday. Over 42, over 42.42, and a hold over that should be able to take us to 49. But you would need time on that. You would need some time on that play. That's not, because there are a few targets in between there, but I'm just saying that would be my target. Now let me see if I think there were some gaps in there too. I think there's a gap in there that could possibly get filled first. But I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at a weekly target, so I would need time on it. I don't, that's what I'm looking for. But I knew it was a gap in here somewhere. Did we fill that? No, we didn't fill that yet. But let me see something. That is 43.84. So 43.84, 43.84, 43.84 would be that target. Come on. Yeah, that's a lot of ways away, right? But it's there. And so yeah, that's where it looked like it's headed, is at the bottom of that area now. But yeah, 43.84 would be my next target if we can get over there. And let's go and put that there for now. But yeah, 43.84 is the target. But yeah, keep a firm on watch, man. It's been on a move. Nice chart, nice setup. Back to Airbnb. Crazy, crazy trade, crazy breakout, crazy move. And yeah, so I'll be in FactSet a lot. I saw some news on Airbnb. It already had a really nice setup, of course. And when I alerted the trade, it was like because there was some news about to drop. It was a setup on it, but it also had some news coming out, and some things that they were about to do, some changes, some shakeup in their in management and everything that they had. That was all bullish. I'm like, okay, the market's going to eat this information up, and it may take days for it to do so. And so here we go. Yeah, so that was a nice move. It had a nice breakout, a nice move, and we still have some targets left for Airbnb. over 141.55, and we should be able to extend to 142.73, 144.40. You know, it's a few other targets in there, but that's what I'm looking for now. Is really, it's had a bullish continuation for the last few weeks. So that's really nice chart, really nice setup on it. Again, some small caps are on the move, and this is a tech stock too. So yeah, so just keep it on watch. Keep it on watch. Let me get over here to one sec. I gotta do my Wells Fargo. I don't know if anybody traded that last week too. We talked about it on Sunday. That was like Wells Fargo and Citibank were two of the top ones that I had for last week. And look how that finished. So this was the weekly, and this was the continuation on it. So that was a beautiful move on Wells Fargo out of that breakout. We got a finish. So that was a nice. I like the bull flag breakout right here and continuation. So it had a really nice move, man. So and looking for a continuation here. So really strong volume that came in there on Friday. And again, this was another sector that got beaten down badly this year with the bank run and all of that other stuff that happened with the Fed and you know the banks. So, but yeah, so calls over. If we can get over 46.35, we should be able to extend to 47.42. And it's been holding the hell out of the 90 in May. I like the way things is looking. I'm curious to see where the 200 is right now for this particular stock. 1 second. Where is my 200? I just need to know. Give me a second. Okay, so the 50 just crossed over the 200. So we got a golden cross on Wells Fargo. So that's bullish as hell. It's right there. So I felt like we should have had a golden cross or something by now. So yeah, that's a golden cross we got right here with the 50 crossing over the 200. So let's keep that in watch. Now, again, a lot of times this happened before it happens, but it looked like it has enough momentum for us, especially with the volume on Friday, for us to make that move to that next target. These contracts are very inexpensive, and it doesn't like a 50-cent move on the contract could actually print because it's a cheaper stock. So, but yeah, keep this on watch, man. The banks are one of the biggest winners here now because then people, if it's a lot of moving parts. I'm not going to go into the economy right now, but yeah, keep this one on watch, man. Wells Fargo back to Citibank because this was another one of my top picks last week. And look what that one did. Made a nice move. Now, again, some of these stocks, man, it's too many stocks to keep up with, obviously. So I didn't trade it last week, but it definitely made a stunning move since its close last Friday. This was where it closed last Friday. Made a nice move, nice continuation. It took out both targets that I had. Now we got a few more targets, and also look at this setup, man. Look at the chart, man. How that breakout happened and that move from there. We traded. Hold on 1 second. So it actually had. I like the way this chart looks, man. I just like the way the stock is set up here. I was positioned and where it came. And I can go a little further with this if I zoom out, but I can do it like this too, man. You see this stock really, it fell off the cliff. So we actually have some room to move in this stock. So again, I just I like the stock a lot. I like the chart a lot. And is that seeing where that gap was? I go look for them sometimes, man. I was looking for it. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. We got one here. No, that one was closed. That one closed. Is there another? All right, that's cool. That's cool. None up there. None up there. And we finished there. Yeah, so I mean, again, this stock, man, is something that we definitely should be keeping a watch on because it has a lot of room left in it. It has a lot of room left into it, and it's already taken out its highs, and it's been beaten down a lot. It has a lot more room in it than what we've seen already. So again, I'm just looking for a nice move on it. So we get over 49.20, we should be able to make a move to 50.50 and possibly a higher move. We'll cross, 50. Then my main target is 53 on this one. But yeah, so keep it on watch. Now let's just see. I'm gonna look at Goldman Sachs, but I want to just take a look at XLF, look at the ETF that tracks the sector, because we had a bull flag on it on a daily, and I like a nice bull flag, man, on the chart. Sheesh. Weekly looks great. It's headed towards what's in the gap fill area right now. We took out the high, but it still closed back inside. It broke out, but I'm saying the candle finished inside. Now here we got a 212, well, actually a 312 reversal. And remember last week we were talking about this chart, and I said that's what I was looking for. I was looking for a 312. And we got that 312, and this it ran significantly last week, but that was because the financial stocks, they did make a move, and now it's heading, but it's still bull flagging in this area. When it breaks out, we should be able to take out 36, and we should be able to hit 37. That's what I'll be looking for. This would be a nice move on the stock. Now we already had a golden cross here on the daily for XLF. Out of all of the banks, just like the more extensive ones, I like Goldman Sachs. I like the way the contracts print and like the way it moves, man. This was a substantial move on Friday. It's looking for a golden cross on the daily also here. But now look, remember, I drawn this a few weeks ago. I told y'all last week too, because I have it all marked here, that each time we've hit this level, we got rejected. This time we got a breakout and a candle confirmation. So, yeah, I mean, look, and we've had one before. We've had one before, though. I'm just saying, but just pointing that out that it's been a while. And so, but this candle was like, that was a pretty interesting candle, though. I don't know what happened after that, though. And this was around the same time of year, or close to around the same time of year. But yeah, this looks pretty good. It looks pretty promising. So yeah, this is definitely one that's heavily on watch for this upcoming week. It's I like seeing a stock like this break out. I think that that it's just something that we definitely want to be watching, because again, the perfect setups are the ones that you wait for. And I've been watching this chart for a while, and we finally got another candle confirmation. So this is heavy on watch, because if we can get over 350, 230, we should be able to get to extend to 354.23 and 358.20. So this is a really good one to keep on watch. Again, these contracts, they aren't that cheap, but they aren't, like I said, if you play any stock the right way and find the right the entry on it, then to look at the where it's going to go, you can actually get a nice move on a lot of these plays. But yeah, I'm looking for that move. I'm really thinking that we can make a nice move up here. It looked like it went 360, but I got to take out my target first. But yeah, this breakout is very substantial on higher volume. We got time frame continuity on this. I'm just curious to see what the monthly look like, just because. And yeah, great. It looks great. But yeah, Goldman Sachs, keep it on watch. Keep Goldman Sachs on watch. I'm going to hit DocuSign, because DocuSign, it did what it needed to do last week, man. And I like the way it closed on the weekly and the daily. I actually had DocuSign calls that I swung. I was in them already. I have a lot of time on them. And they were up. They were up a lot before the close yesterday. But, just a personal trade. But yeah, we got a bullish engulfing on the daily right here at its 200 EMA. So let's see if we can actually break this 200 EMA, because this stock got a lot of room to make up, but we got a breakout on the weekly too. They beat earnings and they got it up, so we should be able to make a move on this particular stock. Yeah, so I like it. I like a nice bullish engulfing. The volume was crazy. This is all the day after earnings. So over 50-50, we should be able to make a move to 53.40. That would be my target. And then 55.28 would be our 52-week high. That's what I'm looking for. So, let's see what we can do on this particular. It's not the 52-week high, but let's just see. That would be the next target after it though. But that's what I'm looking for. Again, it's already in play. And we had a lot of nice volume in there. Again, it was flat for earnings, but it had a really nice move after earnings, and it was running all day on Friday. So again, keep DocuSign on earnings. Heavy alert on DocuSign. And 1 second. Yeah, let me get over here. What's that? Since I'm hitting these banks, let me just go ahead and go over here. Let me hit these real quick because I always forget to hit SPY and QQQ. So let me hit them up. We kind of touched on this already, how we got the this one was crazy, right? How that cup and handle played out on how it's playing out on SPY right now. Finishing with an outside week. Crazy move on SPY. Here, man. I gotta clean this chart up. I always say that we got a wedge break here. Remember, we were in this consolidation for a while. I was talking about this on Wednesday. We finally got a breakout. And so again, I'm looking for a continuation on this stock here, man, because again, well, on this ETF, looking for a continuation. We actually we had a nice move. And so if we're able to take out 60.75, we should be able to make a move to 62.67. And that would be my next target for that one right there, just for SPY. Because I mean, it has a lot of room, but let's just see what the market does, man. And again, we got the Fed. We got to understand that this market can actually it always seemed like what things can't happen, but when I see a market run up like this, I'm always expecting some sort of retest first, but who knows what happens, man. But yeah, we got that would be my next target, the 62 67 out of SPY. I'm gonna rechart this too, man. But that breakout was cool. We got a nice move, a nice is that a 312 reversal on SPY on the daily here. QQQ. Same setup for the most part. They all got that Loch Ness monster on the weekly, and with that cup and handle pattern. Same. Oh no, we actually got just a 222 here on QQQ. Yeah, second. But yeah, I like the way I like the way this ETF looks too. And we're just looking to make another move here. So over 392.62, we should be able to extend to 394.14. And there are other moves here for the stock, for the ETF, but just one target at a time, man. We got some room. Again, we got some more. We got a few more earnings left for the rest of the year. Earnings season is dry now. We got a few of the last big ones that are coming. And but yeah, so let's just see what we can get out of the market, man. We got Costco. Costco was hitting all-time highs already. That's KD's stock, by the way. And we got Adobe, we got Oracle, and we got Jabra. How do you pronounce that? Jabril. I got to look at the name real quick. They just got added to the S&P 500. So I wonder how that's going to impact, if they can, project what they're going to, how that, what happens after that now with them. But let me see. Yeah, I know I'm not going to touch, Airbnb, Adobe for earnings. So I'm not even going to chart it. I'm not even going to look at the stock, just shouting it out like we talked about Lulu last week. I know I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch Costco for earnings, because it's a little expensive. That's KD's. If you want to address it, then I'll bring up the chart for KD to hit it. But Microsoft. Microsoft. So nice, another nice move on Microsoft. You know, if we get the market moving, we get a move out of Microsoft too. And shout out to Katie on the industrials too, man. And then you know, with Cat and all of that, man, they were some nice movers too. Now let me see. What's up, Katie?
Hey, what's up, Antoine? How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. How you feeling?
Uh, could be better, but I'm all right.
Yeah. You got any comments or any thoughts?
Um, look, I mean, I'm kind of looking at uh, a little bit of the small cap this week, and I'm seeing what Costco does to XLP, um, that sector, um, and of course, FOMC.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm looking at CVNA and Upstart for small cap.
Okay,
Just
okay. All
keep
right,
my eye
smart,
on that.
smart.
As far as QQ and SPY, we only got there's only like 2 days to see, so I could wait and see what
Right.
happens. So like you said, Tuesday, right? CPI. So
Yeah,
that's they really looking at that one too. So I want to see right before the meeting.
yeah. So, you know, everything is kind of really just everything pretty much broke out. And so yeah, let's see if we can get some moves. I know again yeah, so just I'm gonna just run through the rest of these big tech stocks real quick. Just to hit them. So Microsoft over 374.50, and we should be able to close that. There's that gap fill is just right here. So let me just do it like this. I'm actually hit it like this. Let's just get over this. Close this gap, right? Let's close this gap. So yeah, so like I said, 374.50. Then we got another gap fill area here. That would be my next target for Microsoft. It's not really a long way away, but Microsoft, you don't need much for Microsoft to move anyway. It's a nice move on there. Let's check. So yeah, I mean, there's a few moves that you can get out of Microsoft, man. But yeah, I'll be looking for that 378.36, and then the next target after that for me would be 384.30, that all-time high, right? So yeah. And yeah, of course I don't like how far Microsoft is away from its mean, from its 50 EMA. So personally, I would like to see Microsoft come back down and get closer to that, retest that 50. It started to come down a little bit. That's just what I would like to see, for me to trade Microsoft. But because it ain't something that I trade every day. But yeah, I like the chart on it. I think it looks great, and it has room. It definitely has room. This uptrend and this Santa rally cannot continue. Why? That's not true. That's not true. Microsoft could stay in the same range and drop a little bit, and a rally could continue because we got a whole shitload of stocks that have been sleep for the year for the last few years that are waking up right now in other sectors. So it's not going to be led by tech. So yeah, like for example, Cat and those a few of them other stocks like that Katie was bringing up the other day. So that's another other sectors in the S&P 500 that push the market too. When tech doesn't have to necessarily move, just as long as it doesn't kill us. You know what I mean? Because tech can cause problems too. Netflix still tight, man. So like we got a bullish engulfing on the daily, man. I mean, yeah. So finished with a bullish engulfing on the daily, but it's still tight, man. It's still really tight right now, and it's look at the weekly. The weekly here came back down here to a key area, and it bounced off of it. I like that. I do like that. So again, just Microsoft. I mean, I say Microsoft, Netflix, man. So keep it on watch. I feel like over 455.50, we should be able to extend to 460.50, and then there's another move. There's a gap fill right here also. So just keep it on watch because I like when I see a stock come back down to a key area and hold that area. So as long as and the bulls came back and closed, made sure they closed over that key level on the weekly too. So just keep this on watch, because I think that, Netflix, it's one of them stocks, man. It'll play with you for a while and then it breaks out. But when I see moves like that happen, I'm like, nah, the bull's not ready for it to go down. So looking like a move. I'm like, my target on the weekly is 485. So yeah, so I feel like over 465, and that 485 is in play. So over 465.50, then that was in play. But yeah, on the daily, I just gave you that setup on there as well. But yeah, Netflix, I mean, the comm sector is back too. So yeah. Since I hit Netflix, I'm gonna hit it because I forgot to hit it last week and I regretted it. I had it on my schedule to hit, but I just didn't hit it, and that was Roku. And I had to hit it. Here it is. So we got an inside week on Roku after another crazy week. They had a great earnings a few weeks ago. Nice bull flag here on the weekly. Love it, love it, love it, right? And I'm sorry, on the daily. Let's break out of this bull flag right here, man. We get out of this bull flag, and this thing should make a nice move to 108.40. But look, but immediate target. So we got a 222 reversal here. I like it. I like this 222 reversal. So if we can get over 104.20, we should be able to make a move to 106.73, and then my next target is 108.40. But that breakout, like I said, the breakout should take us there, but that's just the targets in between there. So keep this one on watch. The volume was kind of low, but it was higher than the previous day, and I like this bull flag setup on there. And we close over the key level here on the weekly. This was last week. That's what I forgot to hit it, but we got that candle confirmation. We finished inside, so it's looking for a move. Is looking for a nice move on here. So keep Roku on watch. So it's a few stocks that I kind of said like that you really, really, really need to keep on watch. So this is one of them. So make sure you keep this one on watch. I really think it can make a nice move up there if we get a breakout of this bull flag, because then other eyes going to be on it. They already on it now because of this here. So this cannot be ignored, man. So keep Roku on watch, and let's continue to make this money, man. Who gonna watch Roku for me? I need somebody to tell me. Who gonna watch Roku for me? Who gonna volunteer? Now, Kwame can watch it for me because he mentioned it in the chat before. So I just volunteered you, Kwame. So now you got to step up. So shout out to Kwame. You're gonna watch it. So look, Tesla, man.
I got you, bro.
I appreciate it, bro. So man, Tesla looks great, man. I like Tesla. We finished inside on the week, but it is a bullish engulfing on the daily and the weekly. I like when I see continuity on a stock, man. And this would be a nice bull flag breakout. We already got the bull flag breakout, but I'm saying like if I'm just gonna restructure this, but I'm saying like we already had the breakout. This is pretty much how the chart is. So either way, however you look at it, it's broken out. I'm gonna keep it like I have it. And so yeah, we got a bullish engulfing here. So what's been happening, Tesla's been going up to my target over and over again, rejecting the hell out of that target. So here, so calls over 245.30, and then we retest the target again, that resistance at 246.42. Now we need to break that and hold over that for a bigger move, but that's the target. So to me personally, what I would do, because this is, if you ask me like, so what would you do then? I would wait until Tesla gets over 246.42 and holds over there, because then you can get a bigger move. You can get that bigger move to 257. That's what we would want. But I mean, even the move to 252.60 is a nice move. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say this: calls over 246.42 for a move to 252.50. I'm sorry, 252.60, and then 257.17. So that will be the move for Tesla. Do not just trade it because it take out that trigger for calls. You wait for it to take out 246.42, and then you get a bigger move. Otherwise, it's not worth it. Not worth it. Not for Tesla. Yeah. Now you can take a smaller setup on a lower time. I'm not going to encourage that. I ain't going to encourage that because yeah, just but I'm just saying like you want some confluence and look for your setup on a lower time frame. Tesla looks great though. Let's go ahead and hit Apple. Beautiful, beautiful chart. Apple. Get that out of here. Get you out of here. Get you out of here. Yeah, man, you know how I feel about stocks like this, man. It broke out and it gave a nice move last week. It really did. And again, Apple is one of them stocks, man, that we need to move. Now we close this gap. It closed right here at this gap fill area here on the daily. So yeah, but it does look like it's still 200 is still in play though. Right now, I'm just looking for we can get over 196. We should be able to make a move to 196.73, 197.20, and then there's 198.23 and so on. But yeah, those are the targets to the upside on Apple. Now again, so you can but like I said, stocks like this, man, you gotta expect some sort of pullback sometimes. I like that we got a green oscillator bar here on MACD. We for the first time in a few weeks, and it looked pretty good. And we had a lot of volume here that came in there on it. So we got confluence on the weekly and the daily. So I do see a continuation on the stock though. But yeah, so just either way, keep it on watch. If you are going to play the downside, so if we lose 193.67, we should be able to make a move back down to 192, and then we got a area of consolidation down here also at 190.84. So just keep that on watch. Apple as well, and 1 second here. So on Friday, man, it was only a few stocks that I had on my watch list that I charted. And one was NVIDIA, one was Meta, and one was Google. Well, and yeah, Google did not break out. So we didn't trade Google at all. It never really did what it needed to do. Now, obviously, NVIDIA did what it needed to do. It broke out. But now look, so now we're starting to approach another area here. So it does have a lot of room back up here in this area. We didn't come down. We came down here, retested this area, bounced off this area, and now we got price moving to the upside right here. So we got some room to 500, right? But we still got the levels here, the same levels that we had from last week. We never took out our 488 target. So I'm looking for a move if we're able to clear 477.41. We should be able to we got a small gap area there, but my target. So what I'm looking at it like this, man. That's at 481.40. Yeah, so that's 41.40, but my target would still be 488.50. That's what I'm looking for. I feel like if we take this level out, we should be able to make a move to 488.50. So that would be my target for NVIDIA. A lot of volume winning this. It fought back, and so 488.50 and then 501 is my target. Same targets from a few weeks ago. Same targets that here. We held over the 50. I like the fact that we reclaimed that 50 and closed over it. Looking really good here. So yeah, and it had the highest call options flow in the stock market on Friday, and I believe maybe for the week as well. So it's just some good things to keep in mind, and just to keep on point with. It's just it's very important. Also, yeah, so again, but this is a big week. We got a whole lot of data, but then oh shit. Yeah. So right. Yeah. So and like Mogul just said in the chat too, we got quad witching on Friday. So of course this is a quad witching week. So this is a thing about quad witching. So smart money start to take profit and close their positions and start new ones. They start to do that at the end of last week or the beginning of this week, so they'll do it throughout the week. It don't always have to be on that Friday, but quad witching Friday is horrible. So like, just so everybody, like the people that are on here or that hear me now, listen, unless something crazy happens or whatever, most likely you won't see me on quad witching Friday. So I won't be on Zoom because I don't really like the trade quad witching. I don't like it's the price action is manipulated, and I do not like trading on quad witching now. So now, but there's one fun fact though. For the last for the last several quad witching since 2021, Meta has run like a bat out of hell for quad witching. So especially the week quad witching. So I mean, you never know what may happen. That's what I'm saying. But you got your exceptions to every rule. So that's why I always tell my team to study and learn one stock so you'll know how to trade it in any terrain, under any market conditions. So Meta will be something that I will be keeping a strong watch on this week. Mark Zuckerberg sold a lot of shares, closed out a lot of positions and stuff like that. I mean, but this is the thing. They you gotta take some profits sometimes, ain't nothing wrong with that. Stock ran up a lot. And but yeah, so quad witching is this Friday, but this is a quad witching week. And yeah, Meta does pretty well on. So I'm gonna just say this: whatever way Meta is running heading into quad witching, normally heading into the close for quad witching, Meta normally makes a big move. So I've traded it, I've done it multiple times, and for the most part, that's pretty much how it's worked out. So yeah, so let's just keep that on watch. And shout out to Mogul for bringing that up. I totally forgot about quad witching. So see, that's what happens when you got other snipers and keeping an eye on things. So yeah, appreciate that. But y'all, man, I know we went over by a little. We didn't go over too bad, but that's all I'm gonna cover for now. And yeah, man, I'm looking forward to this week. Again, tomorrow can be a choppy day because of CPI on Tuesday morning. And depending on how the market sets up, we may be playing that again. And so just look out for that also. But yeah, just be careful tomorrow if you are trading. And yeah, congratulations to the team on last week and everything and all of the growth, man. So I'll see y'all later, and thanks for joining.
All
Cheers.
right, thanks. Have a great afternoon.
Appreciate it, bro.
Y'all too.
All right, catch you later, man.
Enjoy the rest of y'all evening.
Have a good one. Appreciate it. Y'all be easy.